All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, are two great kings, the gods that the King James Bible speaks of, which again, the true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who the world in ignorance calls Christ. True name is Yahweh Shai. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar and on down, their rule and teach well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson or however long the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And this is going to be an update on the bird flu. Alright, more news on the bird flu. And Lord Wills, brothers, can see on the screen the inspiration for this lesson. And this is for fair use purposes only. I'm not using this for any monetary gain, just for educational purposes only. Fair use from the New York Times. And it reads, bird flu virus rises, mounting concerns among scientists. All right, it says researchers are not just worried about the virus popping up on American farms. Other types are causing trouble around the world. In the United States, aka Babylon the Great, aka the United States, the term bird flu has become synonymous with a particular virus that has devastated poultry and dairy farms. Right, which, like I said, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, just speaking as a man, this bird flu thing, it'll make a lot of sense if they run with this one. All right, because we know the C19 still out there, the different pestilence are out there. All right, but this bird flu thing, all right, they could kill two birds with one stone because it would justify lockdowns. People, if they say the virus is spreading and people are getting sick and a lot of people are dying from it, and it can help bring forth the famine. Because like I said right here, it devastated a lot of poultry and dairy farms because a lot of cows had to be killed and a lot of chicken had to be killed or cold. All right, because they claimed that that livestock was carrying the virus. They think that livestock was carrying the virus. All right. So I mean, this bird flu thing, would make sense if this is the run that they run with. Because again, it's different variants of the C19 out there, and you got the measles. They say the measles. They're on high alert for measles right now. All right, but again, this bird flu thing, they can kill two birds with one stone. No pun intended. All right, it says over the past few years, but the virus called H5N1 is not the only form of bird flu in circulation. Concerned scientists are keeping a close eye on other types, including a changing flu virus called H9N2. So now you got a whole nother one now. It says, in a study published in November, researchers in Hong Kong showed that over the last decade, this virus has acquired that allows it to spread more efficiently among people and to cause more severe disease. The H9N2 is often discounted as a threat because it causes only mild symptoms in poultry. But in people, especially children, the virus can cause more severe illness than the seasonal flu. All right. And the same symptoms for the bird flu is the same symptoms for the C19. The same symptoms for the C19 is the same symptoms for the flu. All right, so, which we know what the game is. Zaquanium and Akim, if you are out there, they believe. We know what the game is here. All right. But again, they can use this just like they did with the C19 to justify lockdowns, to take away more rights. And with this one, again, they can it'll help speed up the famine because again, they'll just say that the virus is spreading among chickens and cows and other livestock, and we gotta kill them because if we don't and people consume it, the virus to consume the livestock, the virus will spread. All right. And let me read a little bit more. It says there have been fewer than 200 reported cases of the H9N2 in humans since 1998, but the number has been rising sharply. China reported 29 human cases of H9. China again. We all know where the C19 started at. All right, China. Reportedly 29 humans. It is so much going on. We're just kicking off 2026. We're in day 10, I think, 10 or 11 or 2026, the year of spies, agents, and Jacob's trouble. All right, we're only like 10 days in, 10 or 11 days in. All right, you got Trump firing off on, dropping bombs everywhere, threatening to take over countries. All right, allies countries at that. We still got the Epstein files out there. You still got these different plagues and pestilence out there. All right. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And again, we just at the beginning of 2026. All right. Which looks like a very promising year for prophecy. Lord willing, the fulfillment of the last two major ones. That being the RFID microchip, or the microchip technology, which will be embedded in people's skin, which is the mark of the beast, to be able to do transactions and things. And after that, the Third World War, which we're really already in World War III. And there's people already walking around with a microchip in their hands, buying and selling things as we speak. All right, so we here. And then you got stuff like this going on. All right, but again, it says China reported 29 human cases of the H9N2 last year, compared with 11 in 2024. Those numbers, though, are likely to be underestimated because many infected people are not tested, and the virus may spread undetected. Right, and this could spark up mandatory testing again, just like with the C19. All right, to a clinical microbiologist who led the November study said, if it continues to be widely circulating in poultry, mammals, and humans, it may certainly one day evolve into something very serious. Dr. Tu said. All right. This what Jake doing, riding around in their trucks or whatever, but that's them, whatever. Not a care in the world. And that's why scripture speak about the day of the Lord should come as a thief in the night. To niggas like that. The ones that ain't watching as well as praying. All right. But yeah, more news on the bird flu. Matter of fact, do this real quick, Salakia. Alright, Salakia brothers. I don't know why it's not letting me click on the video and play the video. But Lord Woods brothers can see on the screen. I just did a simple Google search for former head of CDC on the bird flu. And it says former CDC director says bird flu will be a major pandemic, and that was in February 19th of last year. Dr. Redford, or Robert Redford, we will have a bird flu pandemic. That was in June 14, 2024. All right. Next one, I'm worried about the bird flu. In fact, the bird flu learns. And again, these guys are insiders. He was the former director of the CDC. All right. And we know before they do stuff, they'll tell the public. All right, they pretty much gotta tell the public before something major happens. And again, with so much going on, I wouldn't be surprised, if if a bunch of people just all of a sudden just drop dead, and we know what they would really die from, the C19 vaccination, but they'll blame it on something else like this, and just say, well, we couldn't properly test for the bird flu because these farmers or whatever, they wouldn't allow us access to their livestock, so the meat got into stores and people consumed it, and that's what's taking them out, and that's how they're catching the bird flu. Just me speaking as a man, but just something simple as that, and the people will buy it because people will be dropping dead at an alarming rate due to the vaccination. All right, and there was a bunch of doctors that came out and said that around the fifth or sixth year, which now we're in year 6. All right, well, yeah, we're in year 6 now, where we're really going to start seeing the effects of those vaccinations. So this year, a lot of people could die, drop dead because of the C19 vaccinations, which people have been dying, from day one, but it could intensify this year. All right. Cause they were saying like around this time, within 6 years, and we're in year 6 now, that you know, that vaccination is real deal going to start doing damage. All right. But we have to sit back, watch, wait, and see what happens. All right. The second Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrow. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse, I just hit the point. Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plagues, which famine, all right, which again, this could help speed up the famine, this whole bird flu thing, and plague, this bird flu thing would count as a plague. Tribulation and anguish are sent as a scourge for the amendment, but for all these things they should not turn away from their wickedness, nor be in any way mindful of the scourge. Right, and a lot of people, man, are gonna, kick the bucket, man. I see a lot of people kicking the bucket this year, getting put to death, man. All right, for real, like, oh, and you got the protests going on right now. People protesting, because of that Babylonian citizen, that woman that got killed in Minnesota. All right, who was an American. The cop killed her and gonna get off. Like Elder Tahar did that video on what's the I always forget the dude's name, man. The vice president's name. He basically said, yeah, he's gonna get off scot-free because she tried to kill him. She basically tried to run him over. And like Elder Tahar said, he could have got on there and he could have got on there and said, yeah, I just wanted to kill her. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Somebody cut me off in traffic or something like that, and I just wanted to kill her. No harm, no foul. That's the way they're looking at it. Even though somebody was harmed, she's back in the spirit world now. But yeah, now there's uproars all over Babylon right now about that, especially in Minneapolis. Period about these ice raids. There's been uproars of the people all throughout Babylon. Period about these ice raids. All right. So that's another thing. All right. So again, 2026 is gonna be a good year. Good year for the Zaquanium, Machiam, if you that believe, the hope for the elect, and a bad year for the ones that ain't on the right side of the fence. All right. Which are the 2/3 of our people. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors again to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to you, brothers, that push this truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.